Okay, the third topic that we're talking about in 3.5 is multiplying a binomial and a trinomial. Okay, we do not call this the FOIL method because that only works when we have two binomials, but it is the same procedure. Okay, I want to take the first term in the binomial, which here would be the x, and multiply it by every term in the trinomial. So that would mean x times x squared would be x cubed. X times 5x would be a positive 5x squared. And x times negative 8, which would be a negative 8x. Okay, but that would only be half of my problem. Now I go back and I distribute the second number in the binomial. So if I distribute the positive 3 times x squared would be a positive 3x squared. 3 times 5x would be a positive 15x. 3 times negative 8 would be negative 24. Okay, so then I say, do I have like terms? And almost every single time on these, you're going to have some terms that you can combine. Most of the time, see how it worked out? We had 3 terms here, and then we had 3 terms here. That's usually going to happen, okay? Pick out the highest degree term first, which is my x cubed, and that's going to be my first term. Then I look at, well, I have a 5x squared, and I have a 3x squared. That's positive, so that's going to be 8x squared. Here's where you've got to remember, you're adding now. You're combining. Those exponents are not going to change. It's like you're counting how many x squareds do I have. Okay, so now we're finished with those two. We move to the x's, negative 8x, positive 15x would give me a positive 7x. Exponent doesn't change. Finish with those, and then my constant term, which is the negative 24. So this would be my final answer. So once you multiply and do this step here, it's kind of like what we were doing in section 3.4, where you're adding polynomials. Okay, you're just combining like terms here. All right, let's look at one more problem. I'll move this one up so we can have some more room to work with it. Okay, I have 4x minus 5 as my binomial. Distribute the 4x. 4x times 8x squared would be 32x cubed. 4x times 2x would be a positive 8x squared. 4x times negative 4 would be a negative 16x. And as always, watch your signs. Okay, then I go back with the second term, which is a negative 5 times 8x squared would be negative 40x squared. Negative 5 times 2x would be a negative 10x. Negative 5 times negative 4 is a positive 20. Okay, then I want to look at what can I combine. So we have a 32x cubed. That's the only x cubed. We have an 8x squared and a negative 40x squared, which would be negative 32x squared. Don't change your exponent. Then we would have a negative 16x and a negative 10x, both negative, so we add, keep the variable, so that's negative 26x, and positive 20 is the only constant. So this would be your final answer. Okay, so this is the last part of section 3.5 on multiplying polynomials.